watching WHUC News 7, Hines' very own.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on WHUC News 7 Report. I'm Tamora Heyman.
And I'm Christopher Farish.
Topping our news at this hour, Governor Tate Reeves signs legislation finalizing second largest economic development in Mississippi history. The development is a joint venture between Accelera by Cummins, the zero-emission business unit of Cummins, Daimler Trucks and Businesses, and PACCAR. It will be located in Marshall County. The company will manufacture battery cells for electric, commercial vehicle, and industrial applications, creating manufacturing jobs in the growing clean technology sector. The project will include $1.9 billion corporate capital investment and create 2,000 jobs.
We are now taking it over to Harrison Sims to have a first look at our weather. What can we expect for this week, Harrison?
Well, everyone, as your weatherman, I must inform y'all to have your umbrellas on you this week, as there will be scattered showers. The weather will be cool throughout the week, with the highest temperature being 68 and the lowest being 34. We will look more into this progression as we go on into our full forecast later in the newscast. That's all for our first look tomorrow, Chris.
Medics save a baby born on the street and dragged by an umbilical cord. According to county police, a homeless woman gave birth to a child on the sidewalk of Momo Street. Emergency crews were called around the scene at 5:15 p.m. It was reported that the woman was dragging the newborn. Arriving medical personnel found the woman still with the baby attached by its umbilical cord. Medicals cut the cord and immediately began treating the baby, who they said was breathing but not moving. Once the mother was separated from her child, she began to leave the scene. Authorities said the unidentified woman was later found and arrested for abandonment of a child. Police said the child was treated at the hospitals and found to be in good condition. Child Welfare Services then took custody of the baby, and the mother was released pending further investigating and moved to a hospital for treatment and observation.
A Flowood Police Department officer has been taken to a local hospital for treatment after he was involved in a crash on Lakeland Drive Friday night. Flowood Police spokesman Son Hatkins said the officer responding to a call from fellow officer for assistance with a suspect who was fleeing a scene after marijuana was found in the car. The suspect is in custody. The responding officer was driving with a full blue lights and siren when the driver pulled out in front of him on Luckney Road traffic light on Lakeland Drive. The driver was not injured and she will not be charged.
Convenience store employee killed after an altercation over stolen chips. More information to come after this break.
For more than 4 decades, you have trusted us to be the #1 college news source that cares for you from the beginning to the end. So now, we're proud to say that we've won the Mississippi Association of Broadcasters Awards. And we will continue to try to keep you knowledgeable and focused on stories that are happening around you. We are Hines' very own WHUC News 7, named #1 by the Mississippi Association of Broadcasters.
Welcome back. It's now time for our You in the Know segment.
And the person who always keeps us in the know is Shannon Brown-Jean. Shannon?
If you didn't know, let me put you in the know.
The M Braves have been a staple in Mississippi for nearly 2 decades, specifically the Trustmark Park in Pearl, Mississippi. However, if you were unaware, this season will not only be the M Braves' 20th, but also their last in Mississippi. Well, I spoke with Mayor Jake Wyndham of Pearl, and what did he have to say? Let's find out.
Or clarify some things. Spectrum Capital owns the stadium. The city does not own the stadium, which is a subsidiary of Yates Construction. They actually own the ballpark. So we have another year of Braves playing there, so which will give us time to work together. We're going to be a partner that supports what Yates moves forward with, or Spectrum Capital, I should say. Their CEO, Jason Boyles, he's a very sharp guy, sharp businessman. I feel certain that he's going to come up with a concept that we certainly will get behind. We've worked well with him over the years, and we're going to continue to do that.
While at the Outlet Malls of Mississippi, I spoke with Justin McCary concerning the future of Trustmark Park, and here's what he had to say.
I'd love for the Braves to stay here, because I remember coming here and watching Dansby play and watching Ozzie play and Michael Harris play. But there needs to be some form of professional baseball here for the people of the area, and especially selfishly for me to come watch when I'm in town. So there's got to be some type of baseball here.
The park, along with the subsidiary huge companies such as Bass Pro, Sam's, the Outlet Mall, all that worked in conjunction together. And so the optics for me was like, you didn't want to lose the Braves. We knew that the lease was coming up. And so what we did as a city and the county, we were proactive in putting together a legislative package that would incentivize to keep them here. We did that over a year ago.
So come out and show your support for our beloved Mississippi Braves for their final season. Shannon Brown Jeans, for you in the know.
A convenience store worker in Humble, Texas is dead after police say he confronted two guys who stole a bag of chips.
Police on the lookout for those two men who are now wanted for capital murder just before 11:30 a.m. Friday surveillance captured two men in black hoodies in and of Sunoco off Will Clayton Parkway. Louisiana's crawfish harvest is expected to hit a historic low in 2024, attributed to adverse weather conditions, including drought. The scarcity of the harvest is anticipated to drive prices up to cultivate the crustacean farmers. Traditionally, cultivate the rice crop in shallow water, providing a habitat for catfish to burrow underground. Under optimal conditions, females can hatch between 400 to 900 eggs each year. Last year's drought hindered some farmers from flooding the fields, and recent extreme weather, including excessive heat and cold fronts, has adversely affected the crawfish crops during crucial growth periods.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s son has died. Dexter Scott King, the youngest son of Coretta and Martin Luther King Jr. The King Center announced Monday afternoon that he died earlier in the day after a valiant battle with prostate cancer. He transitioned peacefully in his sleep with me at home in Malibu, said his wife of 11 years, Leanne Webster King. He gave it everything and battled this terrible disease until the end. As with the challenges in his life, he faced this hurdle with bravery and might. Dexter King was 62.
Members of the Jackson City Council could have a trash contract brought to them as soon as their next meeting. On Thursday, Solid Waste Manager Lakeisha Weathers said the administration would likely bring forward a recommendation on a long-term hauling contract by the City Council's next meeting in early February. The news comes as the city's current contract with Richards Disposal winds down. It also comes as council members continue to raise their concerns as to whether there is enough time to get a contractor in place and mobilized before the Richard agreement sunsets.
Well, there are a lot of interesting, exciting events coming up.
That's right, and Dejanay Antoine is over in the entertainment corner with today's E-News.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dejanay Antoine coming at you with the hottest entertainment news across the state and country. First off, multi-millionaire filmmaker and producer Tyler Perry was spotted in Clarksdale, Mississippi, shooting a scene from his upcoming film, Joe's College Road Trip. The movie is also being filmed in Memphis, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia, so make sure y'all look out. The film revolves around character BJ, who learns more about the history of his ancestors from his grandfather Joe on a road trip. I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm extremely excited for this movie to come out. Now let's get into the college talk. Mississippi University for Women is facing some backlash after considering to change the name after years of admitting both men and women. The university made the announcement on January 8, 2024. According to press release by MUW, the name change set to become official July 1, 2024, aims to convey the university's commitment to being the first choice for students, and also when it comes to funding opportunities, outreach, and research. Mississippi University for Women was established in 1884 as the first official university in the nation for women. In 1982, it started to admit men, who now account for 18% of the total student population.
You can't trust any other college news source. Trust WHUC. They are the team you can trust with the latest Heinz news. From the state fair,
numerous antique vehicles,
the annual homecoming specials,
very interesting and refreshing.
and more. While others chit-chat, we bring you the latest to what's happening across and around the Hinds County area.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for joining us on WHUC
Trust Hinds'
News
very own
7 News.
WHUC News 7.
Welcome back. Harrison Sims is now going to give us a full look at weather.
With your Hinds' very own local forecast, this is your WHUC Weather Authority.
Well, everyone, last week's weather was pretty harsh, with temperatures being as low as 1 degree in North Mississippi. The roads were iced over and everything was shut down to compensate. As the end of the week came through, the weather started to get warmer, allowing everyone to get back to their normal daily tasks. This week's weather is cool and mostly cloudy, with a chance of showers here in Utica throughout the day, with temperatures at a high of 70 degrees and a low of 61 degrees. Back in 1949, we had a record high of 78 degrees and a record low in 1966 of 23 degrees. In the last 24 hours, we've had about 1.43 inches of rain. Taking a look at our Utica Almanac, our sunrise was at 7 a.m. this morning, and our sunset will be at 5:28 p.m. this evening. All around us, we have cloudy skies and rain over in Jackson and Utica, rain down in Macomb and Natchez, and up in Meridian, and rain, lots of rain, over in Monroe and Alexandria, Louisiana. Take a look at our local radar, folks. As we see here, my bad, y'all. As you see here on our local radar, all the state is experiencing heavy rainfalls. Now, this area right in the purple here is where our flash flood warning is from Jackson down to Brookhaven, over in Natchez and Crystal Springs and Mendenhall, and all the way back up to Canton and Carthage. Over in Columbia, you folks are under a severe thunderstorm warning. So keep in mind there will be heavy rain, especially from Wednesday afternoon through Thursday morning, and it could yield 4 to 8 inches of rain or more in some spots, causing flooding. Keep those umbrella and rain gear handy. That's all for our full forecast. Back to you, Tamora and Chris.
I need to make sure I keep my umbrella on me so I don't get my hair wet.
Well, I don't have to worry about that one. My umbrella stays with me. Jackson man faces charges after trying to enter a Rankin County school. Rankin County deputies arrested a 24-year-old man for allegedly posing as a student. Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey said LaMarcus McDougal of Jackson boarded a school bus posing as a new student and attempted to enter Northwest Rankin High School with other students. When he entered the building, McDougal was questioned by staff and asked to show his student ID. Bailey said McDougal was unable to produce a student ID and stated a valid reason for his being on campus. He was detained by the administrators and school resource officer. McDougal was later taken into custody by Rankin County deputies. The incident remains under investigation.
Man arrested at JFK Airport after 40 pounds of cocaine was found in bags of jumbo shrimp. A man from Ghana was arrested at John F. Kennedy International Airport Friday after officials said he attempted to smuggle cocaine inside of bags full of jumbo shrimp. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office of Eastern District of New York, 22-year-old Zach Scott had his suitcases puffed with a secondary check line during the standard customs screening process. Upon closer examination, Customs and Border Protection officers opened the 2 suitcases and found loose clothing and multiple packages of frozen jumbo shrimp wrapped and seated in plastic. Federal officials say brick-shaped objects containing cocaine were also found in the suitcases.
Jackson water systems are now showing signs of stability. The current status is a handful of customers in areas with high elevation have extremely low pressure or perhaps still no pressure as of this morning. These customers are located across the previously identified 5 zip codes. Compared to yesterday, the system saw customer water use decrease by 1.2 million gallons. Still, the system is experiencing 8.5 million gallons over normal water demand. The new leaks are estimated to put 2.5 million gallons of demand on the system. There were 8 additional leak reports since yesterday's update, bringing the total to 111. The 1,200 customers in the previously identified 5 zip codes in South and West Jackson are still under a boil water notice. Water testing continues in hopes of lifting this notice early. The WHUC wants the test results verify the lift.
We will be right back after this break to where Kai Beer is giving us the inside scoop on Bulldog Nation.
For more than 4 decades, you have trusted us to be the #1 college news source that cares for you from the beginning to the end. So now, we're proud to say that we've won the Mississippi Association of Broadcasters Awards. And we will continue to try to keep you knowledgeable and focused on stories that are happening around you. We are Hines' very own WHUC News 7, named #1 by the Mississippi Association of Broadcasters. Right now, this is your WHUC Sports, Hines' very own.
Your Hines Bulldogs are currently 5-12 this season, losing 4 out of their last 5 games. Jacoby Singleton is currently leading the team, averaging a double-double with 17 points and 10 rebounds a game. Your Lady Bulldogs are currently 6-6 so far, winning 3 out of their last 5 games. Lemuria Jones is leading the team in points, rebounding average 7 and 7. Both squads take on Northeast Mississippi Community College this Thursday at home. So make sure you guys go support the JD Boys Stadium. Let's move on to the SWAC. Jackson State men's basketball is currently 7-10, ranked 4th in the conference. They take on Bethune-Cookman this Saturday. The Lady Tigers are continuing their domain from last year with their 10-6 record, but undefeated on the conference play. They currently ranked #1 in the SWAC. Alcorn State men basketball is off to a troubling start to their season, losing 9 of their last 10 games. The Braves are 2-15 so far, but their season is not over yet. With 13 games to go, they can turn this season around. The Lady Braves are also on a downward streak, losing 8 out of their last. They are currently ranked 8th in the conference. Both Brave squads are looking for a boost in their season before the SWAC tournament begins in March 13th. On to the SEC schools. Mississippi State's men basketball is off and running with 13-5 records so far. They are currently ranked 9th in the SEC, taking on nationally ranked rival Auburn this Saturday. They are vying for their first NCAA tournament, appearing in over 4 years. The Lady Bulldogs are off to a similar start with a 16-5 record. They're hoping for a better luck this year in the NCAA tournament after losing in the 3rd round in 2023. Ole Miss is having a great season so far with a 15-3 record. Though they are still unranked, they hope to change it. That takes on the SEC rival Arkansas this Thursday. The Lady Rebels are also off to a solid start, being 13-5. Both teams are looking to appear in the NCAA tournament this season, with neither making the cuts last year. That's all for sports. Until next round. Back to you, Christopher and Tamora.
Thanks, Kai. It is now time for one last look at our weather with weatherman Harrison Sims. Harrison?
Our weather will be mostly cloudy with a few showers throughout the middle and end of the week. The highest temperature you'll see this week is 71 and the lowest will be 33. So be sure to dress accordingly. And man, was that drive up here crazy. I'm talking about it's raining cats and dogs and traffic here, rain there, but I made it.
Yeah, I think we all slid down the road to get to school this morning.
Well, that's all we have for you today on WHUC News 7 Noon. I'm your host, Tamora Heyman.
I'm Christopher Farish.
And I'm Harrison Sims.
Thank you for joining us.